All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you're all having a good one. Hello, Kick. Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. That's right. Let's go ahead and turn that down a little bit. All right. Welcome on in, everybody. Oh, all right. Okay, let me turn this up just a tad. Okay. I'm the only one at the house right now, believe it or not. My wife's actually out doing stuff, so I had to make my own dinner. I had to go do some of this stuff that I don't normally do because my wife takes care of, but she's out there doing her thing. So I was just a little late today, just a tad. That's more on me, just being like, got home from work like, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we can try out Elico. Hey, what's up, Tism? How you doing, man? I'm thinking we could try out Elico. I have a pretty good one. And then, see if we can't get like similar rolls on the belt like this right here. Honestly, I might even shoot for cleanse. Well, let's look at my belts. Health. I'm pretty sure they all have health. So obviously I would go for the T7 health. Probably go for like 2 health, like two health things. Okay, so yeah, we got this one right here. Health, percent health. It's a lot of flat health. Okay, this one we got health and stun avoidance. That's not that bad. I don't think the stun avoidance is going to be that massive. Where are all my belts? Oh, that's right. All my really good ones got put in here. Okay, this one's got cleanse. This one's got like a good hybrid. I don't know if I want to go for that though. This one's got good percent. See, this one's got the same issue. Like, see, I'd probably want to go for something like this. You get the health. Then you have a chance at the hybrid health or the cleanse. Obviously, the poison damage is a huge L. This honestly looks really good too. Just secure the hybrid health and then pray for cleanse. Though I don't think there's anything else really bad. Endurance threshold, not terrible. Potion slots, not terrible. Cleanse is ultimately what we would want. Yeah, let's try out Elicos. And I could just farm up new belts. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna pull the trigger on Seed. I think just the maximum health gain as endurance is just too good to pass up. So that's the number I'm going to be looking for. Yeah, 4%. No, I want that 8%. Okay, so far that's the closest thing. What I could do. So it sounds like Okay, so this one's got 7%. That's not terrible either. I could slam it now and then run it through the upgrader thing, but this has actually got pretty good stats. The 41% of endurance applies to all damage dealt to mana. Yeah, you love Seed. I think I just need new forms of damage reduction. I don't think Titan Heart is cutting it. I don't think it can cut the mustard. So I'm thinking just do this, T7% health, and ship it. Get the maximum health. You have a chance to not take... There's so many good stats on here. Yeah, Blue Beyond, what would you recommend as like the keystone stat to go for? Since there's so many good ones. I feel like what's the number one thing you look at? Is it the chance to take 0 damage when hit? I'm personally looking at maximum health gain as endurance threshold. And then I also see 26% of damage dealt to mana before health out of 28. I don't think that's bad, but that range is not as bad. The 41% of endurance applying to all damage dealt to mana is a little worrisome. But I could just run this and then look for a better one, or hell, even just run this through the sacrifice thing. Yeah, I mean, obviously max roll all would be the one that I want to go for. It's also got good health. Let me see. This one's not bad. This is probably the best one. This is literally my best one, but it has no LP. Oh, we gotta pray. Oh, we gotta pray for LP on this baby. This is my best one. Look at this. This thing, it's not perfect, but it's very close. Oh man, that one's gonna hurt if we don't get LP. And some of these I could just run these other ones through. What's this one? 4%? No, it's got, in my opinion, it's got to have the 8% maximum. Okay, so I have these two with LP. These ones I'm gonna leave here, and we can just run them through the sacrifice, or you know, run them through the Nemesis to get potential, and then we could just re-roll these. Re-roll these ones that actually have potential. So yeah, cool. So let's go looking for a Nemesis. Yeah, Black Sun timeline. Let's see if I got any echoes to do here, then push corruption a little bit. Yeah, I think Seed is the way to go on this build. Is there any woven echoes I gotta do? Is this uber viable? So smoke, it does a lot of damage. The problem is it's also kind of squishy right now, even with Titan Heart. I'll get hit by Uber Aberoth and just be absolutely smoked. Not dead. I'll take one hit and be rocked. But I'm looking for other forms of damage reduction. Now, what might end up happening is instead of using something like Tyranni's Bite It, which is giving us a frick ton of damage, we go with like Weaver's Gift. The thing is, and use a shield. Thing is, I don't have a good Weaver's Gift, so the damage is night and day. This thing kills. So I killed regular Aberoth in 1 minute. From the moment he started walking down the stairs, I set the timer, and 1 minute later, he was dead. It was 1 minute, 48 milliseconds. He was gone. It was adios. Peace out. So I think the damage is there. It's just making sure we can take a hit. Now, if you can finesse that fight 100%, then, I mean... Hey, you know, props. You are a god. Smoke the ops, the god. I bow down to you. If you can finesse that entire fight. Right now, it's just trying to get the survivability. Like, I want to try out Elikos for some more damage. Maybe just turn this into a fast farmer. But Brewmasters is also just a great source of life. great source of, you know, staying alive. So let's go ahead and push corruption to 650. I will say this though, Smoke, it is in my best interest not to kill Uber Aberoth with any build that, you know, I spend any amount of time on. Just because I don't want EHG to nerf it. Because that's honestly probably going to happen. Oh my gosh. That's probably going to happen with every build that kills Uber Aberoth this season. I honestly, in my heart, believe it. That's what Uber Aberoth's there for. It's like, oh, we got another one. You know, it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. You know, where he like whistles and he's like snapping while holding a beer. You know, that's EHG right now. Like, I can't really do it, but he's like all snapping at the TV, like, look. That's what's happening at EHG headquarters right now. You know, whenever, you know, a build kills Uber Aberoth, they're like, wait, hold on. What is it? What is that? Okay, and then he used this interaction. All right. Nerf. A racing strike. Well, that one already, we already know that one needs to be nerfed. Yeah, we don't need to be this high in corruption. Yeah, you have super good damage. Yeah, I think so. I think the damage is good. So I want to use your build. So how then do I know it can kill Uber? LOL. JK. Fucking Breaking Bad. I guess if somebody takes my build, they're like, shout out to Babbling Bike. I was able to kill Uber Aberoth with this thing. I'd be like, no, please don't. I'd be like, please, no. Ixnay on the on the Killzay. Turn this down just a tad. My goal is to get the slowest Uber kill. Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't know this guy. That build, no. My build, and I am but a humble peon in your light. Oh, EHG. I don't know, guys. Like I stopped using the Divine Fury bit, and like honestly, like I feel like my clear is still pretty decent. I'll probably go back to it though, so we should be saying I was able to easily kill Uber Aberoth by taking Babbling Bike's build and doing the exact opposite. Okay, you know what? You could do that. Yeah, you doing the exact opposite. Actually, I don't know. That's probably also not in my best interest. You loving the Bleed Hammer build, by the way? All right. Yeah, I just did. I just took whatever Babbling Bike was doing and did the complete opposite. That guy sucks. He has good ideas. Just, you see, he has a condition. We call it the mirror condition. You know, essentially, whatever build he does, you got to hold it up against the mirror. You know how, you know, mirrors reverse it, you know, and so then we do the opposite of. I'm glad you're enjoying the Bleed Hammer build, by the way. Okay, yeah, let's change it up. Just... Do we even need this? Yes. Okay. No. Woven Echo? No, this is what we need. We need that cemetery right there. So how you guys doing tonight? It is Friday night. Friday night. Oh, I guess I should warn you guys right now, since my wife is out and about, I will be ending the stream to go pick her up when she's done with whatever she's doing. She might even pop into the chat and just be like, yo, hubby, come pick me up. But if that's the case, stream will be ending. It'll probably still be around my normal quitting time. Are sorcerers still viable now? I mean, I haven't played one, but I would like to think sorcerers can still get somewhat done. I do know that a lot of their top builds got tweaked. Husband just started his work week. Keck W. That's right, it's okay. There's been a Sork Uber Abbey kill. They posted the stats. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Lucas, somebody playing Sorcerer has killed Uber Aberoth. Just add that build to the pile of, you know, what build were they playing? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, I mean, I guess it also depends on what your goals are, Lucas. Are sorcerers still viable? I would say yes. For it depends on what level of content you want to do. If we're talking Uber Aberoth, then I'm not sure. According to, okay, we don't know what build they were playing. We just know that they were able to do it. Got it. It could just be somebody who's a legend. Were they playing Black Hole? I know Black Hole got buffed. Trying to find a screenshot. Oh, I appreciate it, Toka. Doheca Hydrahedron? But I thought that was a Rune Master only. See the Time Rot Javelin kill? He was doing 54 million tick on the dummy. I did not. I honestly have not been looking at builds that kill Uber Aberoth. I think I saw, who was it? Might have been Karn or Empyrean. Somebody killed him with an Erasing Strike build. And then I watched Frozen Sentinel. Oh, hey Toka, let me give you permission. Alrighty, Toka, you should be good. No, you're good to go. You should be able to post it. Caffeine Ren. Wait, what happened to the why did not show up here? The lightning's coming from Uber Aberoth. Not Uber Aberoth. We're talking about Uber Aberoth. Wait, hold up. Why was Caffeine Ren's message? Oh, there it is. I see it now. Wait, what happened to Bleed Build? Bleed Build is finished. I wrapped it up. I generally spend about a week on a build. And now, since that was my season starter, I spent a little longer. But I typically only spend a max of 6 days on a build, and then I post it and move on. They shared the stats. Okay, cool. Let's look at the. Oh, no wonder it's on Reddit. Void Mat. Wait. Oh, was this today's? Was this today's stream? 5 hours ago. 2,157 kills by a Void Knight. Well, not by Void Knights. 922 by Falconer. Balanced class. And then Paladin. And then way down from that, Beastmaster at 119. Necro at 80. Marksman at 39. Yeah. 21 at Lich, 16 on Runemaster, 13 on Spellblade, 11 on Druid, 8 on Warlock, 7 on Shaman, 8 on Forge Guard, let's go, 6 on Sorcerer, 3 on Blade Dancer. I feel like one is missing. Is this everybody? Void Knight, Paladin, Forge Guard, Shaman, Druid, Beastmaster, Lich, Necro, Warlock. More necromancers have killed Uber Aberoth than Warlock? More liches have killed Uber Aberoth than Warlock. And they're about to buff those classes, huh? Blade Dancer. That should be everybody, right? Yeah, that's 15, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that's all 15. So every mastery has killed Uber Aberoth. 5 classes, 3 masteries. Yeah. Yeah, so over on YouTube, where is lightning coming from? Well, lightning is coming from... So, Javelin has been converted to lightning, so that's what you're seeing right there. And then, we're also proccing Smite with Javelin, so that's also been converted to lightning. So I'm new to the game and made VK Auto Bomber level 68, but I'm kind of not feeling it. Do I make a fresh character, or can I respect a Paladin or something? Yeah, so in the past, you could not do that. You can respec. You can respec. So here, let me show you how to do that, Breaking Dad. And Caffeine Ren, did you see my response? I don't know why I didn't see your message earlier, but I saw it not too long ago. Yeah, you go talk to this lady, you know, purple brain icon, and then respecialize points, respecialize mastery. All good, man? Okay, cool. Yeah, if you're interested in that build, oh, wait. If you are interested in that build, Caffeine, and you want to hear like my final thoughts on it, right there, I put the planner on what I was shooting for and then what I ended with, right? Here's what I was shooting for. Here's how I ended. Thank you so much for the likes over on YouTube, guys. Okay. You're very welcome, Breaking Dad. I think what I am going to do, though, I am going to just put points over here. There we go. What do I need this point for? Oh, that's right. It'd be all on an island. Gotta go. It's 5 a.m. Have a good stream. Hey, Caffeine Ren, thanks for stopping by, man. You take care. Have yourself a good night. Okay, yeah, we'll go back to this. So we do lose the 100% chance. We do lose the 100% chance we had. Because we had to put 1 point here to get 4 points to Spirit of the Thigh. I do love their weekly dev streams. Mike getting owned while trying to play and speak at the same time. Makes me feel better about myself as a gamer. I know, right? I know sometimes, like I'll get owned. I'll be like, oh, I was reading chat, but, like, I think I do a decent job. I think I do a decent job of talking and playing the game at the same time. Though sometimes when the game's getting sweaty, oh baby. Open Hand, thank you for subscribing. Over on YouTube. And Big Mike BD, you followed 3 hours ago. Thank you so much. If you're here tonight, Big Mike. It was before I went live. Okay. Yeah, I do think this is probably the ideal setup for... I do think this is probably the ideal setup. I mean, I guess we could take this point out of Mighty Delivery. Other changes mentioned on Reddit as coming by staff, but not done yet. They're going to be making the tomb markers different from the echo markers and going to make it so Rune of Ascendance isn't deselected so you can spam it. The Rune of Ascendance thing, that's real. Especially if you're playing Circle of Fortune. That is very real. Yeah, I think it would be good to make it a different marker. It does confuse me as well. I've been trying to train myself not to go there, but that's just so much muscle memory of me playing and seeing, oh, white circle, run towards it, you know? Like, and then you run towards it, and then without thinking, especially if you do what I do, you get home from work and you want to turn your brain off, you run through a tomb because you went to the white marker, and then without thinking about it, you pour it out because you feel like you just did the objective. Like I said, I'm getting better at that, but, you know, there's been some maps that I poured it out of, and then it's like, oops. I didn't complete the objective like I thought I had. Where do you find your Bleed Hammers build? Is the choice right? Do exclamation point bleed, Breaking Dad. Oh. There's a nemesis. Yo, Nemi. In the description, you will find a leveling guide that I put out before Season 2 started, but the information still holds. There's also a crystal. I've never seen this before. This looks cool. There is also a... Oh, this could be very good. There's also a... that particular guide's obviously a very in-game build. I mostly love how quick they are like to respond to quality of life things. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, so what does everybody think about season 2? What would you guys rate it? Because I think one consistent thing I'm seeing is everybody wants to run alts. I think that's the biggest thing. Like even Zizarin's video where he was talking about the season, he was like, I wanted to play another character, but you know, he's a content creator. He had to move on to other games. But he's like, dude, I put 100 hours in and I wanted to play another character. But he's like, but you know, I wanted to go cover No Rest for the Wicked, no whatever. But it's just, there's like, he's like, I wanted to do this build. I wanted to do that build, man. Like that right there, I think is, it's always been, hey, yo, Sane246, thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. But I feel like that's always been Last Epoch secret sauce. And with the way the in-game is structured right now, I think it is perfect for that. My only concerns that I have with Season 2, I think is just the woven echoes. Ultimately, players are going to do what players are going to do with the efficiency. So, since they're that good to run the echoes in a specific order, if you want to just giga farm this or giga farm that, it can make the gameplay kind of boring if you ask me. It gives you, there's a little too much player agency, but I don't know how you fix that. So I'm not going to, I haven't really released a video or anything about it. Season 2 really put LE on the map. PoE 2 and D2 still tops, but LE right now is one of the best. Yeah. Like, in my opinion, I think Last Epoch, and this is obviously biased. This is obviously, I have a lot of bias here, but I do think Last Epoch right now is the top ARPG on the market. Well, Path of Exile still exists, though. If I had to choose between Path of Exile 2 and Last Epoch, right now I would choose Last Epoch. Bias fully recognized. I think it's the better game right now, but I also do recognize Path of Exile 2 is still in early access, and hopefully they can get to a point where they're happy. Obviously, they're still trying to figure it out. They're going through a lot of growing pains. To me, LE is the most replayable. Like, I like new PoE seasons, but I dislike the campaign PoE far more. You know what? One thing I heard some people saying, full transparency, I have played Path of Exile 2. I did not get that far simply because I recognized that the game needed more time to cook. For me, like I was playing Warrior. I only had access to, what was it, Maces. I was playing it like day 1, day 2. There was a lot of, I'm not going to say bugs, but server instability. So I was just like, I will come back later. I want them to cook some more. So I made it to like Act 2. So fully owning that bias and fully, full transparency, that is my experience with Path of Exile 2. I do think it has a lot going for it, though. Like, there is a lot of good things in place. I think they're just going through a lot of growing pains because they need to figure out what they want to do. Like, clearly, like, it sounded like they felt like Path of Exile 2 was becoming too much like Path of Exile. So they wanted to change the direction of the game, but a lot of people didn't like that. So I think the devs got to really figure out what they want for Path of Exile 2, because they did say they want to run both games. If Path of Exile 2 just turns into Path of Exile but prettier graphics, then... all right, let me catch up what you guys are saying to me. LE is the most replayable. All right. I got off topic there, Itoka, but yeah, Itoka, like, that's what I heard. A lot of people will play like one build in Path of Exile, and then they're like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to go start another character. I really like to try to play Sorcerer, but I have PTSD from being bad if you're not a Spellblade." What? LE is much better than PoE 2, but PoE is still the best. Just this latest season is stretched too long. And I don't disagree with you there, Trox. That's why I started saying it. Then I'm like, let me walk that one back. Glacier's pretty good and can scale defensively pretty far with damage to mana and Seed of Akidra still. Hey, that's right, Itoka. Greetings and salutations, Mike. Hey, what's up? PoE2 needs a lot of work. Hey, what's up? What up, Texas? PoE2 needs a lot of work still. Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. Like, it's in early access still, right? And clearly, I don't think the devs are happy with where it's at because they made all those monumental changes and then everybody, except for a few people, but a lot of people were not happy with the changes. And they've been slow. Well, I'm not going to say slowly. It's only been a couple weeks. They've been, working on it. I saw that they just increased loot drops. I think that's cool. I mean, I didn't play 2. I didn't play .2. I'm still waiting on the end game. I want to play, to be honest, no shade. It's just not what I like. Yeah, that's how I feel, Atoka. Falinor coming in hot with the prime time. You've been subscribed for 4 months, and you're currently on a 1-month streak. Welcome back, Falinor. PoE2 devs made the mistakes of letting Zoom live too long, and then it was so far outside what they wanted in EA, they should have squashed the insane builds faster if they were not in the vision. Yeah, like, here's the thing, though. Breaking Dad coming in with the Taco Bell. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, it feels like they're still treating, even though it's in early access, they're treating Path of Exile 2 like a full release. So they're not a open hand ML. Thank you for the follow. Feels like they're not, like it feels like they're still trying to follow the same seasonal model. But it's still in early access. I feel like they would have every right to go through and nerf. Or, I would say this with a lot of love. I feel like they would have every right to give you a heads up. Like, hey, in 2 weeks, we're going to be changing this because we don't like the way this interaction is going. And we've given everybody a free respec. It's in early access. You should come to expect this. Not... We've waited 5 months. I know they did something, right? They did something where they messed with some builds like a couple weeks into the patch or a week or two. There was like something, I don't remember, but I remember people were like, they didn't have the money to respec and they had to reduce the cost of everything. To give them some credit, the one time they squashed the OP builds. Oh, right. We were talking about that. Everyone freaked out. Yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about, Itoka. Like, by far has the most comments on any of their patch note threads. They are afraid of pulling a Diablo 4 1.1 nerf patch. They're afraid, but I feel like they did that, though. Didn't they do that with .2? Yeah, and I agree with you, Air Dragon. Like, I mean, how many people here were playing, my hands up. How many people were playing Diablo 4? They were enjoying Diablo 4, and then Diablo Season 1 came out, and then that patch happened. How many people found Last Epoch after that patch? I'm one of them. That's what bothered me the most when they nerfed Comet and stuff, which I was mad about. That was my build, and they didn't even offer a free respec. They should have offered a respec for that. My character literally was just bricked. They kind of did that last season. Right. .2 weirdly was not as nerf heavy as 1.1, which and other builds were doing fine in .2. I think the thing that happened is those builds had to be kind of discovered. So many builds were just gone. I feel like other builds had to be discovered, and now it's going all right. What is going on? Thank you so much for the likes over on YouTube. What is happening? Okay. All right, looks like the bit rate's fine. Okay, bringing it back. All right, yeah. Let me get back to playing the game. Good discussions today, though. Let me re-roll this one. What do we got? 1.1 D4 nuked every build in the game that had like 8 builds. PoE2 nerfed like 6 builds when they had like 30 plus. I feel like more builds than that got nerfed. Am I wrong?
Prove to yourself that you have the
That's right, Falinor.
and the courage to be free.
Oh, right. Hex Blast was slept on ability. It was being used with infinite curse and cast speed to insta melt bosses. Well, I actually really like D4. It was my first ARPG, and what eventually made me stop was it was the same builds every season. There was no variety. You know what? Like, here's the thing. I really like D4 as well. And you can ask Air Dragon. Air Dragon's rolled with us through some of these Uber boss runs and stuff. I think I have to agree with you on that, Itoka. It feels like season 4 felt so cool, so fresh. They brought back crafting in a new way. Like, well, not brought back. They introduced crafting through the form of tempering and stuff like that. And then season 5 happened. That was still cool, you know, like it did kind of minimize some of the content. And then season 6 happened, and that was the Spiritborn patch. And I feel like they just kind of, I think you're right. Any plans for a crit Javelin build? I've been playing a crit Jav Forge Guard. It's been a ton of fun. It does a ton of damage even with shield. I was thinking about doing a crit Javelin Forge build, and I wanted to do it on Forge Guard open hand just because it looked like they had the nodes for it. My plans this season are to just start a Forge Guard, a Void Knight, and a Paladin. This is obviously my Paladin. I'm working on a Void Knight off stream. I know I can respec, but I would rather just have the 3 classes just good to go. I'd rather just have 3 of them good to go so I could switch between all 3. If I really needed to have 2 Void Knights to try, you know, 2 simultaneous Void Knight builds, I can go back and forth and see what's better, then I can respec one of them. But I just didn't want to be like respecing my one character and spending however much it was. Yeah, getting a lot of crit chance of multi from pumping dex and strength is pretty nice. Yeah. I was thinking of using Syrupins, and I was thinking of doing a dexterity stacking Forge Guard and focusing in on the crit, and then using the Syrupins with this node. Because I think Syrupins, what it does is it basically gives you Divine Fury. It splits. That'd be dope to see what you come up with. Yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to be going into Void Knight for my next build. I think I want to do a Rive build. And then, is this like brand new? I'm like seeing this quiver everywhere now. And then I think I'm gonna be doing a Rive, not a Rive. I am gonna be doing Rive, but then I'm gonna be doing a hammer build on Void Knight. Then I'd be moving on to Forge Guard next. I'm just trying to keep the cadence of one build a week, and basically I'm trying to revisit all like my. So I released a video before season 2 launched, and this was before we even knew everything. I just said my top 5 Sentinel builds I want to play in season 2. So my number 1 build I wanted to play was Bleed Hammers. Guess what we did first? My second build was actually this build that I'm playing right now. My third build was the Void Storm Hammer build, the Void Dot Hammers. But I think I'm gonna do the Rive build first, because that was my 4th build, and then I'll do Void Hammers. And then 5th was, what was my 5th build? I had an honorable mention of Void Cleaver Racing Strike. I gotta remember what my 5th build. Oh, I remember my 5th build, Machine Gun Smite. Yeah, Machine Gun Smite. That one could be a lot of fun, but I would really, ouch. I would really want to use Bastion of Honor, the shield, and I don't have one yet. Okay. But this is why I'm doing the cemetery, so I can get to the Nemesis. There we go. Oh, that looks like LP. Oh my god. Obviously, you know, at this point, yeah. Oh, this was my best looking seed, and I was like, please give me LP. Please give me LP. Yeah, look, it's got, oh, bro. It's got the 55% of endurance applies to all damage. 8% of maximum health gained as endurance threshold. 55 out of 64 health. Okay, but also 8% to take 0 damage on hit. So I think, yeah, this is going to be very nice. Still sad that one of my key interactions I was going to use on Rune Master didn't work. D4 season came at the right time. Wait. What happened, Air Dragon? And also, Air Dragon, what do you think of the D4 season? Like, if I recall, you also played season 7 and you said it was pretty good. I actually never got around to season 7, but I wouldn't mind checking out. I wouldn't mind checking out like Diablo season 8. Are the boss powers like that good? I'm probably only gonna play one build on there though. I probably only play one build. Boss powers are okay, but they're no new builds. Seeing that I didn't play in season 7, that like I was too focused on getting builds up and ready for last Epoch season 2, like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with playing an older build. It'd probably be like Whirlwind. That one's always been fun to me. Whirlwind Barbarian. Or you know what? I've never played a Hoda. I never played a Hoda Barbarian. Same Necro Blood Wave crap running the show. Oh, I got you. The new season pass is weird. I'm not saying it's bad, but too early. Boss powers are pretty neat. EQ is one of their best. Oh, Earthquake? Whirlwind, Earthquake, one of their best. Okay. What about Hoda? Is that a thing? Yeah, Whirlwind and Earthquake together. Hoda Earthquake is good? Okay, you know what? I'd probably check that out. Thanks, Falinor. Okay, Hoda is pretty May this season. Okay. Chaotic Chris QC. Thank you so much for the follow. Wait. Hold up. Oh my gosh. We're at 997 followers. 998 followers on Twitch. Oh man. I was like, wait. Hey, what up, Chaos Christ? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're at 998 followers. Brady, my damnation for you. 999 is coming. You'll see. Yeah. Appreciate it, Chaos. Party parrot. I'll minimize this. And again, thank you so much for the likes over on YouTube. Hopefully you guys are having a good one. Yeah, at this point, we just need to stay alive longer. This seems like a nice chill place to hang out. I'm always happy to find new streams in the middle of your night. I try to keep it chill, Itoka. I'm not a full-time streamer. Yo, Pixie Sticks 88. Thank you so much for the follow. That's 999. Thank you. I mean, I work full-time. I'm not a full-time streamer. I just stream in the evenings for a few hours. So, since I've already worked all day, I just chill out. Yeah, I was wondering who you were responding to what I was actually looking at your Bleed Hammer build. Oh, really, Chaos? Thank you. Got the GF to follow for you since she... Wait, there we go. Dutch Doofus. You are subscriber 1,000. Not subscriber. Follower 1,000. No, I think that's it. Yeah. Dutch Doofus. You are the 1,000th follower. Thank you so much, Dutch. Trying to make a build like this work with the champion spear, but if I look at you, I think I'm going the wrong direction, and GG, I'm the 1,000th, I guess. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I mean, we didn't really have anything planned. It's just, it's a nice milestone on Twitch. Thank you so much for 1,000 followers here on Twitch. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, there we go. Dutch, take your gifted sub from the community. Let's go. Hey, Cold Brew, what's up? Oh, you were on YouTube, Chaos? I was wondering who you were responding to. I was like, oh, I got you. You get one free sub. Dutch Doofus, man. The legend. The legend continues. Oh, oops. I put the wrong one. Yeah, let's do a couple of these Nemesis towers, and then let's throw on, like, one turtle. Okay, cool. You're watching one of my videos. Got it. Yeah, I'm a little slow right now. Thank you so much, everybody. Bleed duration. No. Electrify something. Or critical strike multiplier. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Is that it? Yeah, let's get out. Conquered Tower. Oh yeah, let's kill Void Chicken. Bye-bye. Trying to make a build like this work with the champion spear. Right. I was all caught up in the 1,000 followers. I mean, you get the extra smites, but those basically work like the idols, if I'm not mistaken. I guess it would free up some space for more, for different kind of idols. I personally just think there's too much, like, if you're going to go the spear route, there's just too much value in Tyrannies. since you can't, you know, put that champion's affix anywhere on, since you can't put that champion's affix on a unique. I mean, I guess if you got really, really good exalteds on there, but even then, I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, they do really wanted the spear somehow to work, so I was messing with hammers, javelin trail. Yeah, I got you. That is a good axe. The Conquered Tower. Yeah, if this had gone to 2 LP, you know, Pog. It's a staff, though. Increases your... Look at all this spell damage. Look at all that incurred spell mana cost. What an odd combo. I mean, it's double tier 6, though. Still clears on everything up to Empower, but we'll struggle after that, I feel. Good that I know that now. Oh, absolutely, Dutch. If you're interested in the build I'm playing, I posted a guide before the season came out. I mean, double tier 7. I posted a guide before the season came out, and then I'm working on it now. I'll have an update out on Monday, but I did, like, not an update, the final build guide out on Monday. But if you're interested in what I'm using right now in this moment, everything, let me just send you a... You can look at what I'm using, Mr. Dutch Doofus, and YouTube, if you guys are interested. Boom. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I have equipped right now. Replace and what's another good seed? This one's actually not too bad. How you liking the Javelin? I think it feels pretty good. This is Corruption 650. Right now we're just like the damage is insane. One thing we're trying to get is survivability. Increase health regen, that's fine. A lot of affixes. I've only tried the meta Void Knight builds this season. Javelin looks fun. This is a lot of fun. It's a little squishy, but I'm trying to work on I'm trying to work on survivability. Okay, let's go to helmets. Lord per second, what I always wanted on my seat of a kid or so. They teased today what looked like new Nemesis eggs in the dev stream. Could be a cool system coming. Hey, what's good, Malric? Welcome back. Yeah, I didn't catch the dev stream at all. So I'll have to catch like Aaron's, you know, Aaron or Frozen Sentinels, you know, too long didn't read. Whichever one of them get to it first. Oh. Throw this in the I mean, I guess just break it down. Break it down is fine. Nemesis tab, throw this in there. Why did I even pick that up? Throw that in there, throw that in there. Get rid of that. Nemesis tab. I guess Nemesis tab. I don't know if I'm going to be using this. Leave that there, put that in, boom. Right, I'm trying to think what they could even do with it. Put multiple items. Yeah. What's it gonna do? I don't know, man. That might be. Man, itemization builds are gonna be nutty. If they move forward with that sort of idea, builds are gonna be nutty. I mean, can the content even sustain that sort of power creep? Because, like, right now, like, I feel, not every build, but I feel like you get to 1,000 corruption pretty quick, depending on your build, obviously. You know, at least 500 corruption pretty quick. And then you got to start dealing with, you know, possible one-shot mechanics. And, of course, it's build-dependent, right? It could be 300 corruption for your build. And then it becomes trying to sustain through that. I mean, it could, like, if they do something like that, it would just normalize 1,000 corruption being the goal. And then anything past that is, you know, gravy. Excuse me. So power creep is there, if I'm not mistaken, but they rather have players be more OP than mobs, and will be addressed in next updates to balance. Honestly, it's simply right now in the game. Yeah, there is some power creep. A lot of the power creep, though, it comes from we can itemize faster, right? You're seeing a lot of people still push to 1,000 corruptions on a build last season that could do 1,000 corruption. They just did it way faster, right? I think that's the idea. Like, when you start with nothing, in like a week or two, you can be pushing 1,000 corruption. Maybe even sooner than that. Some builds are overtuned, for sure. I think that's the main source of power creep. So if you can push 1,000 corruption faster, you can itemize even better now than before, and then push to 1,500 corruption. That is a form of power creep, but it's just, you know, we're getting everything faster, which I'm okay with if they stick to a 3 to 4 month season. Clearly, I don't think I don't think they were expecting to replace Sentinel, like, and like, here's the thing, I don't think it's all Sentinel. All right, I don't think it's all Sentinel. Obviously, Void Knight is overtuned. I think Paladin's a little overtuned, but I think what's really making Paladin overtuned, like, all the really good Paladin builds are all using the Majasa shield, and they all have really good sustain. Right? They're surviving getting one shot, and then they sustain really fast. Now, Void Knight, that just looks nuts. Thanks to more options, yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was alluding to by you can itemize much faster now. Well, yeah, and especially when you give this much player agency that they have in the form of woven echoes, and players can just be like, this is the best woven echo, so I'm going to throw down 20 of them in a row. How do you think Javelin compares to Judgment? Hey, what's good, Andrew, over on YouTube? I think Javelin is fun. I think Javelin does a lot of damage. The thing about Judgment is Judgment gives you a lot of passive benefits, and you can just stand in your damage. You can just stand in your damage pool. So damaging enemies and then healing, cleansing, sustaining, all that good stuff to yourself while also doing damage. You're not doing that with Javelin. Javelin, you have range, yes. And you do a lot of damage, yes, but you're not healing, cleansing, sustaining. I mean, I guess if you spec Smite that way. But I don't think it could still compare to the amount of, like, what you get from Judgment. It's got to be a hell of a balance because they got Giga Chad gamers. Who are yeeting through everything at the speed of light, and you got more casual new bar players that are struggling early in power monoliths or hell struggle in Smite feels overtuned. I was about to say no, but I think the Smite builds that we're seeing that are overtuned all have one common thing. I'll let you guys guess what that common theme is with the overtuned Smite builds. What got a nice, change in Smite? There was a couple changes, but what's one that people were using to great effect very fast? Starts with an F. Anybody? Frappuccino. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, no. I was talking about Fisher. It seemed like a lot of builds that were... now I want a Starbucks. Yeah, no, I was talking about Fisher. Because I like right now, Smite's doing exactly like... They didn't really change anything else about Smite. Smite is doing exactly what Smite did last season. And Smite was fine. It's all the changes they made to Fisher and the damage and everything that it does now, because Fisher was just a wonky skill. Now it actually does a lot of damage. And I feel like every self-cast Smite build out there is using Fisher. Because Fisher was kind of subpar, but you could also proc it with like throwing attacks. You didn't have to directly use Smite. Now still feels pretty OP. Smite's always been a strong skill, but I would never say it was like overpowered or OP. I feel like a lot of the builds that were pushing 1,000 corruption fast were using Fisher though. The damage over time on it, especially the lightning Fisher, was pretty nuts. Lightning builds in general do feel very strong, especially if you're going for lightning damage over time. The other defensive thing with Sentinel Paladin especially is you can get so many resistances through the passive tree. Yeah, it's always been there, just in comparison to the other builds you've tried this season. I mean, Smite's always been a good fallback. It's always been a good build. I've never thought of Smite as like, oh my god, nothing else can compare. But especially if you're using like maybe this node, Judgment of the Storm, and you got a lightning spec Smite, and you've already stacked a bunch of crit multi, I could see that. I could see that. Like, just doing extra dots on top of this. Lightning crit. Okay. And are you using the Judgment of the Storm node? I mean, it would only affect your damage over time, but if you're going full on lightning and you've taken the Charged Hand and Piety, I could see it. What do we got here? I will try out self-cast Smite this season. Maybe I'll come to your line of thinking, Spider. I mean, because like right now, I'm just proccing Smite with throwing attacks, and it feels kind of like it's done before. It could be that it got so much quality of life in the realm of self-casting Smite that it actually is OP. I haven't tried out a self-cast Smite build this season yet. In case anyone is curious, someone made a list of masteries and what resistances you get from their passive trees, and Sentinel is pretty much top 3. Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. Like, Sentinel's always gotten a lot of resistances from their passive tree. It's always been the case. Like, when I first got started on Sentinel, so when I went to other passive trees, I was taken aback by the lack of resistances you could get for free out of your passive tree. But one thing other classes had that Sentinel did not have until this patch was a lot of damage reduction nodes. Now there's more damage reduction in the Sentinel tree, along with all the resistances that you would normally get. You know, all that nice quality of life. Paladin's always been my go-to because you would get all this resistances from Holy Aura. You would always get you can easily get a 5-point dip into Void Knight and the Paladin tree for elemental resistance, void resistance. There's a lot. It was always the lack of damage reduction. Now there's damage reduction. Completely agree with the Sentinel tree. I'm just happy because my favorite master is getting reworked next season. That's perfectly fine. What's your favorite mastery? Is it Necro or Lich? I was playing Crit Void Smite. It was decent, but I think Dot Smite is doing better. You're a Lich girl? That's what I'm talking about, Itoka. Reaper Zoom. Hey, man, Itoka, I'm glad to hear that Lich is getting some love. I feel like Lich got kind of left behind. Though Lich would always figure out a way to stay in the limelight somehow sometimes. So, hoping it gets some love. I do think Sentinel needs to get some rebalancing. I just hope they don't go too far in one direction. You know, they just brought it all this quality of life, brought it all this thing. Let's just get a new skill and we'll probably be broken. I mean, that's what happens when EHG releases a lot of new stuff, right? Yeah, they're reworking Acolyte. I kind of want to just use this. So let's go do some slams. No, we want T7 health. Okay, this is a form of T7 health, but I want, yeah, there we go. No. I mean, it is. I will use it, but I would prefer a max T7 health. Give me the full 26%. I got a lot of T6s in here. I mean, this was not bad. Not bad. I guess I only have like one. Oh, wait, here we go. Found it. throw on, I don't know, vitality. Yay, okay. I want that 26. Oh! I should have just taken the 25. Oh, man. Do I got another T7 health? Oh, here we go. Oh, that's like a double T7 though. I would hate to just use that. I mean, it's 23. I mean, it's 23%. That's. Oh, here we go. I have been redeemed. If it's 25, I'll take it. 26. Here we go, baby. And then, you know what? This would be my 1 LP slam, dupe machine. Here we go. There we go. Here's some T7s for you. Sacrifice that. Boom. Let's get it. What corruption level do you need to consistently get drops with 2+ T7 mods? Hey, what's good, Ovid? Dude, chaos. Let me enjoy not needing 100+ hours of work on gear to make it to 500 corruption. Okay, yeah, I got you, Itoka. I just accidentally ruined my Brew Belt 3 potential. Yeah, I'm curious what happened, Chaos. And then Ovid, to answer your question, what corruption do you need to be? 500 is good. 700, I feel like, is a good sweet spot for a lot of farming. I mean, you're going to get a lot of double T7s from... Oh, no, I'm sorry, Chaos. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Was it hard to farm a 3LP? GG on the 1K. It's an honor. Off to bed now. Yo, Dutch, thank you so much, bro. Just, like, I owe you a sub, too, man. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around, Dutch. After that sub expires, I got you on the next one. Yeah, man. It was your 5th run. That's not too bad. I did 10 runs and I got a bunch of 2 LPs, but I never got a 3 LP. So I'll be on the lookout. That might be what, keeps me on Brewmasters over Elicos. I would like to get a health cleanse. Past Prime Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. My favorite is ruining items by forgetting I had glyphs of chaos. Oh, God. Yeah, I've done that, too. Have a fun night. How do I slam a red ring? What's up, Big GZ? Does your red ring have legendary potential? Does your red ring have this? Legendary potential or yes? Okay, yeah. So I was about to go do that, Big GZ. So what you do is you go to the Temporal Sanctum. All right, red ring. What level is red? Actually, I got a red ring. Hold on. Red ring. It's level 80. So, Big GZ, you're going to come here to the Temporal Sanctum. You're going to use a Temporal Sanctum key. And then if you're like me, maybe you got a couple portal charms. You're going to use a portal charm. This will take you straight to the boss. Since you have a red ring, that is level 80. You have to do tier 4 dungeon. So if you look right here, if we look at tier 3, you can slam items with a level requirement of 75 and below. Since you have a red ring, it has to be tier 4 dungeon. Do the tier 4 dungeon. If you're using a portal charm like I am, right, you're going to use the key, you use a portal charm. When you do that, your portal will open and you can go straight to the boss. What happens now, Big GZ? You fight through the boss. All right, the boss can be kind of hard. Don't let me fool you with how I'm shredding this guy. All right, you kill the boss, and then it'll take you to a box. You got wrecked by Jorah and T4. I understand. Okay. Well, you take it to the box, and then that's where you slam it. Seed of Echidrosil. And then you can guarantee one affix. This is actually a really good system. Thanks for the info, brother. Absolutely, Big GZ. And best of luck, man. Yeah. We're going to do it. So we will lose strength. We will lose armor. We will gain health. Armor is now 65. Great system. The guarantee part's a bit strong. It's a bit strong for the blasters, right? It's a bit strong for the people who blast and play the game. Because here's the thing. Like, I always, well, not always. If it was a red ring, then, you know, I was out of luck. But for most items, I would just blast, and then I would get what I want. Now, tell that to the craft beer dad, or tell that to the guy or gal who's got, you know, 5 hours a week to play. And then tell them you got 3 to 4 months this season to play your build, and you only got 5 hours a week to play. I think this is a great system for them. For the blasters, yeah, absolutely. It is strong, but all that's really doing is speeding up how fast we get there. Because here's the thing. I was going to get that slam. Like, you know, needing T7 on a belt, I was going to get it. It would just take me a bit longer because I would have to go farm up like 20 belts. I still have this bad habit, by the way. You have 6 red rings, and one of them is a 2 LP. That's what I'm talking about, Big GZ. That's what I'm talking about. But I still have this bad habit. If you look right here, like I was farming up Tyrannies, right? I got almost the slam I want, but I'm used to just farming up a bunch of these and then doing a bunch of slams right in a row. Bam, 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 bam. And now with the guaranteed system, I can get it pretty quick. But this is what I used to do. We're like, oh, I need a T7 affix on the Tyrannies. Let me go farm, you know, 15 of these and then, you know, right in a row, go. Now, that's insane, Big GZ. You got all those red rings, man? That item used to be so rare. They must have upped the drop rate. Because you get one of them now, you throw it in your Weaver tree, and then, bro. Well, yeah, but you still have to get your first red ring. Like, you still have to get one red ring, and then you can imprint it. Unless somebody can, like, show you their inventory, and you can click and drag it over. That's why I feel like they upped the drop rate on red ring, because it feels like a lot of people are finding their one red ring, and then they're just throwing it in their Weaver tree. Yeah, and now you see a bunch of them. And no shade at all. Like, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm using 3 slots to get them. What am I... Honestly, I don't need Tyrannies anymore. How do I have to... When you reroll the stats of a legendary in the donjon, does it take away the LP? Not that I'm aware of. But if it's like 2 LP, you have to sacrifice either a legendary with 2 affixes or 2 LP. Okay, so you can't put it there. You could put it there, but this one just drops sealed affixes, right? I think that's why I never really put it there. I mean, I'll put it there. My bad, I had 7. Oh, oops. One fell out of my pocket for, you know, the plebs I play with. I don't know if it works there. Yeah, I don't think it works here because this is for the sealed affixes. Honestly, I'm going to throw that there. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, cool. Let's run the dungeon again. It works. Okay. All right, Big GZ. All right. You telling me it works? I'll do it. So whenever I kill, place an item to imprint. Champions sometimes drop a pile of items of the same type that always have a sealed affix matching one of the affixes on the imprinted item. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see how well it works. Yeah, it would be dope to get that 10% less damage taken. Yeah. Oops, you're dead. All right. So for those of you who have never been here before, I do a short series on YouTube called Slams with Bike. So whenever I have something that's 2 or more LP, I used to just do it every time with the 1 LP slams, you know, because it was random. Now that it's guaranteed, you know, welcome back to another episode of Slams with Bike. We're going to be slamming this 1 LP with this. I mean, it's like, ooh, I wonder what he's going to get. Now that we, you know, now I have to, you know, wait until the 2 LPs come up. So let's get to it. Welcome back to another episode of Slams with Bike. In this episode, we have Electrify's Innovation. This is a new belt that was introduced in Season 2. It's the Spider Silk Sash base. So we get the poison resistance, cold resistance. Essentially, I'm interested in the critical strike multiplier in the build that I am running, plus the resistances are nice. I'm going to be slamming it with this Nomad belt here. Obviously, we're going to be taking the hybrid health, but I'm hoping for anything but the cleanse. Wink, wink. Anything but the cleanse. Wink, wink. Let's see what happens. Whew. All right, here we go. Probably would have been second choice. It's not brick, but I wanted the cleanse. Anyway, this has been Slams with Bike. I came from PoE RF pose crafting videos as my ritual is hi. My name is Chris Wilson from GGG Games. Ravenous Void. Oh, did we lose? Oh, we lost the vitality. Okay. Obviously, it's a lot less health than this, and we lose necrotic resistance. Oh man, that's just a massive amount of armor. Ooh, okay. Well, we can fix this. I do have a Titan Heart with 24 strength. Now, I'm gonna lose a lot of health here, so don't be alarmed. About 3 hundo, but yeah, that'll at least do something for my strength. I don't know, guys. Like, seed might not be enough. Because we got 37% health. Yeah, let's get out of this dungeon first. Blade Dancer, Dancing Strikes. Can use some unique love. Sure, yeah. What are we going to rely on? Gladiator's Oath? He plays the sound clip and everything. Here's my first PoE build. Pox made it far less scary. I've only been playing since Necropolis. Wait, Necropolis was the more recent league, right? Hey, what up, bro? How you doing, man? Aaron's never getting out of subathon. I was there yesterday when Dryden showed up. I wished him luck and said, you know, see you at the funeral. He's going to his grave with his subathon. It was the one before Settlers. I got it. Clock's back over 80. Yeah, he's done. Oh, I know what's happening here. Hit him with the level 13 hype train while he was away. Oh my gosh. There's the one before Settlers. I also started in Necropolis before he took it. Wait, was Settlers... Wait, was the... Yeah, I think I remember the Necropolis League. I played a little in the I think that was my first league too. Or no, I think I played the league before the Necropolis. Right, that's the one with the coffins and you go into like the dens and find bodies. I didn't really play that one much. I played the one before that, and again, guys, that wasn't much either. I did not play that one much either. Poe's builds are so well thought out because he helps you build in the secret sauce of layer defense that you don't learn natively in PoE, on top of him being a level SSF player, so his crafts are always super affordable. Poor Aaron. He's been playing that build for years, though. He has it perfected. I made the moronic decision to do PoE blind as my first ARPG in SSF. See, that's what I was doing. I was playing PoE blind. I was having a good time, but then I got frustrated with the whole armor system, like with the gem slots being in the armor, and I wanted to keep my same build, but I needed to upgrade my armor, and I couldn't really do anything. It was a little frustrating, so I was like, yo, I'm just checking out PoE. I wasn't trying to stream it or anything. Yeah, I was playing it offline. Well, not offline, but I wasn't streaming, so... I ultimately put the game down. You know, I've told people about that. They're like, yeah, but if you had made it to blah, 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 you could have crafted your armor in this sort of way. But then they were like, also, that's really hard to tell that you could do that when you're a new player. And I'm like... Yeah, the whole thing was like I would have had to completely revamp my build just because I didn't have the right slots. Of course, I was playing blind, so I knew that. Yeah, I knew it would be hard to pivot. You know, like playing games blind, I'm overly anxious. So guides help me. Oh, for sure. You don't like the thought of knowing that you might be losing time, right? And if time is super valuable, it's going to make you anxious knowing that, oops, this thing I tried doing is actually not, like, it's not helping. I've actually wasted this time. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I like the challenge and then knowing there has to be a way. It's also the weighted decisions, like, am I making the right one, the wrong one? Am I screwing up everything up? Should I be more optimized? Yeah, I understand that, Itoka. Yeah, I can relate. Was this the right decision? I think there was a couple build guides on last Epoch I put out kind of fast, and people were like, did you consider using blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, frick. Did you consider la, la, la? You know, because I only ended up spending like 2 days with the build, and I'm like, no. Also really like his gameplay before every season. There he does the 5-hour campaign walkthrough, and you can see how he picks gear. I could see that. I could see how that's helpful to people. They'd rather spend 5 hours watching somebody do it piece by piece so they can replicate it, as opposed to just hearing, look for this. It took me 2,000 hours in PoE, but I can start at SSF League and I can make mirrors now since I learned everything and went through the hell to learn 10 years of power creep. Sure. When's the next league for OG Path of Exile? Are they sticking to that June date? Because if that's the case, hey guys, next month. I don't know. I got a feeling that they're not going to make the June date. I got a feeling they're not going to make it. It sounded like they wanted to start. They wanted to start working on it. So yeah, it sounded like they wanted to start working on it, but they're having to go back and readjust Path of Exile 2 more. You think they will? Okay, Past Prime, absolutely. Lose more faith. Yeah, there was already a lot of people upset because they feel like whatchamacallit, look, Path of Exile 2 is already biting off too much for Path of Exile. And they've already made so many promises that Path of Exile 2 was not going to disrupt Path of Exile, and so far that's just been false every time. LE kind of stealing some interest. Hey man, you've chosen a great place to be, Past Prime. I'm sensing Caladra League vibes for the new PoE League. I didn't even log into PoE 2 to check out Patch G. Have you played a lot of Path of Exile 2 as well, Past Prime Gaming? I know you said you put at least 2K hours into PoE. It said it took you 2K hours. I don't know if you've put in more in the Path of Exile than that, but you're at about 500. That's very reasonable. That's very reasonable. You're still bitter that they withheld the info that they had pulled Path of Exile 1 devs for PoE 2 launch. Yeah, I could see it. Like, when I first heard the news, I was like, yeah, what's the big deal? It makes sense. They're trying to get the second game out the door. But then my chat graciously informed me they had been promising for a while that it was not going to impact that game. And then I was like, oh, it all makes sense now. You also talked about Path of Exile 1, like the new league was on season, they'd be news, and then bam, the news was no league. We still need developers, sorry. Yeah, that's probably, probably a hell of a rug pull. If I could have LE, PoE 1, PoE 2 on a 4-month cycle, that would be ideal with a day for D4. All right, Gazzy. I get a sense that Mike is a leader that likes to pretend there is not chaos, but the truth is chaos. Mike or John? Yeah. Wait. Mike's all about chaos now? I thought that was Jonathan Rogers. I thought it was JR. It was JR. Sorry, JR. Yeah, no. Get it right. No, I'm kidding. Hey, with this PoE league being as long as it is, has anybody actually done all the content in Path of Exile in one league? My job is basically names all day long, so names get scrambled. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the number one thing I hear about Path of Exile. There's so much to do. Bike's never known anything but chaos. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, yeah, Ruthless guy killed all the Ubers. Oh wow, Ruthless is like their like that's like their hardcore mode, right? Well, not hardcore, but like it's their hard mode, right? Hardcore solo self found Ruthless nonetheless, I think, right? Holy moly, that's like their PoE 2 vision. Man, how dare you disrupt the vision? Chaos is secondhand nature to him since his time as a respected drug mule for Pablo Escobar. I'm severely ADHD. I was born in chaos. I understand that. I can understand that. You've some whoa ho 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 come to Papa. It's kind of a mid roll, not gonna lie, but it's 3 LP. Let's make it 4 LP. 4 LP. Dead. Hippos on stream win? Oh my gosh. Who brought that up? No. Like, I have repaid my debt to society. I know I was a respected drug mule. All right. I know I was a respected drug mule for Pablo Escobar, but I have repaid my debt to society. All right, Oak? You need to leave me alone, man. You keep bringing up the past here. Anybody who's new here is like, what in the actual frick is going on? It's not even his real face? What are you talking about? Thank you so much for the likes over on YouTube, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully you're all having a good one over there. Yeah, what do you mean it's not even my real face? Kind of excited. I have 2 Harbingers left to drop this season. If I weren't character ADHD, I might even be on Avaroth by now. Hey, that's all good, Deej. Yes, but take it with a skeptical eye. Should I pay attention to tooltip DPS or is it meaningless? I mean, okay, so right now, it's not always meaningless, but like past Prime Gaming, you're seeing me just absolutely, utterly just smoke everything, right? But it says my DPS is 194,000. Pretty sure I'm doing a lot more than 194,000. So I honestly never pay attention to tooltip DPS. Yeah, especially half my damage, if not more, is ailment based. Oh, also, well, I will also say this. For Sentinel for a long time, until, you know, it got reworked this season, a lot of damage from Sentinel came from volatile reversal, and there was no way to reflect that onto your tooltip damage. So if you guys didn't know, on volatile reversal, this tree used to be a lot different. There used to be a node over here. Now imagine it kind of branched out. There used to be a node like right over here, that if you use volatile reversal in front of an enemy, you would snap back 2 seconds in time. And when you leapt back in time, you left a void rift right where you're standing, and then wherever you went and arrived at, you would launch another void rift. Enemies hit by those void rifts would take 30% increased damage per void rift. So if you would set it up right and you didn't, like, you snap back 2 seconds in time, if you're standing in the same place for 2 seconds, guess what? You go back to where you're standing, which you didn't move. So you can hit an enemy with both void rifts. So that would be 60% increased damage for 4 seconds that you could do right off the rip. And that would never be reflected in your tooltips, because you would use it. The enemy would be taking 60% increased damage, but there's no way to reflect that onto your tooltip. Bike faked his own death and paid an illegal underground plastic surgeon to alter his face. Oh, come on. That's why what we're seeing is the face of the hitman who tried to collect the bounty on Bike after the fall of Pablo Escobar's crime family. Jesus. Bike faked his own death and paid an illegal underground plastic surgeon to alter my face to take on the look of the hitman's identity. This is the wildest streamer lore I've ever heard. I mean, it keeps getting better and better. I want to know what I did next, you know? What did I do next, Oak? That's not even his real face. It had me so confused. That's not even his face. I'm like, waiting for the redemption arc. Apparently, at some point I paid my debt to society after being a respected drug mule. For Pablo Escobar, y'all don't even know. Yeah, I don't know either. What did I do? Oh, a debt was paid. A debt was paid, all right. Pike always pays his debts. I mean, it's starting to make it sound like I'm freaking John Wick, man. It's not even his real face. Pike Wick. How long have you been on LE? Apparently long enough to become a respected drug mule for Pablo Escobar, and then to kill a hitman who came after me so I could assume his identity. That's how long I've been on Last Epoch. Jeez, man. The definition of multitasking. I've been on Last Epoch since September of 2023. I started right before the Rune Master patch. Like, I started like 2 weeks before the Rune Master patch. So I was a nobody streamer who had like 30 followers and one average viewer, which was my wife, because she would just, you know, She wanted me to have somebody there, you know, just the knowledge of having somebody there. So she would just like turn on my stream and then go do other stuff. And then I was doing a lot of Diablo 4. Then I did a full playthrough. Thank you. I did a full playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. And then I came to Last Epoch. And so what happened when I came to Last Epoch is there was interest in the game, but there wasn't a lot of people streaming it because everybody kept saying I'd be back for the Rune Master patch. I'll be back for the Rune Master patch. Now, enter me who has no idea about anything in Last Epoch, and I just start streaming the game, and before you know it, I go from having just my wife as a viewer to having like 6 or 7 people in there asking me how the game is, and I'm like, it's good. It's good. And then, you know, the Rune Master comes out. Everybody comes back to the game for a brief moment of time. Dread, Perry, Dat Mods, Rax wasn't streaming the game yet at that point, but you know, some of the heavy hitter streamers, Gazzy's is. And so all of a sudden, you know, there's a whole bunch of people, and I'm like, hi, how's it going? I get my followers, I get my concurrent viewers. I get monetized on Twitch, and then, of course, everybody moved on again. But I was like, I'm sticking with this game. I went from having, you know, one consistent viewer. Sometimes I'd have a friend, or maybe I bump into a random person, to having like 2 or 3 people now showing up, along with my wife. That's how it started. Smile like a donut. I feel that. Congrats. Thanks, Past Prime. That's getting memed. What's up, Proskin? What's up, Dr. Grim Reaper? Conquered Tower? Bro, this season's been the best ever. It's been very good. It's been very good. It was love at first sight, but they couldn't beat this guy. Pike met his wife in the hospital as he was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. What are you doing? Feeding this into ChatGPT? As I was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds? Was this from the hitman that tried to kill me, but I killed him and got my face altered in an underground plastic surgeon club? I don't know. They tease what looked like. Oh, right. We were talking about that. I want to subscribe to this weekly story. Yo, Chris can just be here whenever Oak and Amber is here, and then, you know, I want to hear more too. What did I do to this hitman? How did my wife and I meet? You know, was she from a rival? Was she from a rival mafia family? Oh. Like a forbidden love? No shame. Okay. So maybe I do need mana regen now. I mean, could I get by without using Bleeding Heart? Hold up. Could I get by without using Bleeding Heart? That is the question. This is like some Frosty LaRue level stuff. Yeah, apparently. You wouldn't even believe what she's been through. Rare parrot. Yeah, I could do that, Itoka. What do I got on here now? I got health and critical strike multiplier. I could put, especially if I could get a 3 LP. Hold up. Oh, Weaver Tree? We'll put it up here. Look, I'm invested in the totally true story of Babbling Bike and his mafia wife, apparently. Oh, I got where did I get all these points from? Wait, so is that it? Am I just missing? Oh, I must say I hit rank 10. That's what happened. I hit rank 10 and I got 3 points. So I'm missing 1 point. That's from the one echo I haven't done. Okay. If I could grab this Covenant of Dominion. So I'm losing 25% critical strike multiplier here. Where can I trim 1 point? That sucks. So we lose 25% critical strike multiplier. I mean, honestly, at this point, is it even worth it? If I'm going to lower it by that much, is it even worth it? Oh, right. We're gonna practice something. So we take the 5 points here, and we put 5 points here for a half a point health leech. Okay, half a point of health leech. I don't think this is going to be enough. Plus, I now don't have enough physical resistance or void resistance. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, wait. It's like Bob's Burgers meets Archer. They couldn't be together because she was already engaged to the son of a diamond mine kingpin. Of course, but Bike's love is stronger than Diamond's. We just needed Red by Britton Lee Mulligan. Which build made you have the most fun this season? Hey, what's good, Keck W? I've only played 2 builds, and so far Bleed Hammers has been my favorite. Did he kill him and steal his identity too? Is that how I got into the mafia? After Pablo Escobar's drug cartel failed, I went from being a respected drug mule to... What else did I do, Oak? He wooed her from his hospital bed, and once he recovered, he challenged her fiance to a duel, which, long story short, culminated in a midnight sword fight above the... What was my wife doing at the hospital? If she was engaged to the son of a diamond mine kingpin, it's like if someone made a John Wick hand. You're making this up. No, I'm making it good. Wait, so what was my wife doing at the hospital if she was already engaged to the son of a kingpin? Obviously, she was visiting her dying father. Oh, man. That one does hit a little close to home. Her father did pass away, but that's okay. Her father did pass away. Yeah. Yeah. Sad high fives. Your dad died in 2018. Still sucks. Yeah. So my parents are still with us. My parents are still with us. Both of her parents have actually passed away, unfortunately. I never even got to meet them. Cook by day, streamer by night, badass forever. That's right. Bike the badass. Do I stream? I actually haven't driven for Uber at all this year. You guys have been doing insane with the donations and the primes and everything. I actually have not had to drive for Uber at all to make a couple extra bucks. You guys have just been helping out a lot in that regard. So thank you. Woo! Yeah. Good. Did you do people or just food? No, I would drive people. I didn't like stopping to pick up people. Pick up food because there's no parking. I don't think I'm sticking with this anyway. Criskin coming in hot. One went to Tectonics, another one went to Stomp You Dead. Yo, thank you so much, Criskin. Thank you so much, guys. Uber donation, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, man. All right. This was going to tell me if we had enough. Actually, Bike uncovered the plot to move in on her father's territory while moonlighting as an Uber driver in downtown San Francisco. He was given the blessing from her father just before leaving a hospital on the day of the legendary duel. And that music played while I was battling the dude. Wait, that's not Reefer? That's Joe Breezy, my guy? Joe Breezy? Reefer always played that. That was his calling card. And then slams. We already did a slam with Bike. We did 2 of them. Joe Breezy coming in. Was Bike wielding a world splitter? I want to have this as a tabletop RPG story. I haven't run one in a while. I ran a one-shot like a month ago for my friends. There's just not enough leech here. All right, because my Nihilus actually has minus to all resistances. Yeah, it's not going to be able to... What character is this for? What character is this for? TEH League 1, 2, or 3? I don't know. This is number 2. Yeah, we're going back. Chriskin, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, man. All right.
Hello, traveler.
5 points. Gotta support our LE mains. Thank you. Oh. That's a 6. Cold resistance, lightning resistance. That's a 6 as well. Oh, I forgot to check and see. The frick? Well, my wife hasn't texted me yet. Believe it or not, Bike's catchphrase, slams with Bike, is derived from his time as a luchador wrestler. Back when he was using matches to cover his infiltration into the U.S. from Central America. How's the build coming? It's going pretty good, Cobra. Catchphrase. He's got to be feeding this into like Chat GPT, man. Hulk is just like, yo, Chat GPT. Give me some more stuff. Yeah, that's true. Why is it empty? It was empty because I was respecking.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Thanks for the bits, Joe. I say, as I've taken the whole night to edit one chapter because of distraction. Sure. Oak's dissertation on writing is on display. Seriously, man.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
On quiet nights, he still fondly remembers the feverish chants of the crowds of Juarez, Cancun, Guadalajara for El Diablo Blanco, the White Devil. Oh my gosh. I remember the chants. Oh man. El Grande Americano, too. Heard his career was put to rest by El Nacho Libre. Wish that was a fake wrestler name. It's not. El Grande Americano? El Grande Americano Blanco Diablo. Wow. That's the storyline they have going on at the moment. I call him the Starbucks boy. Yeah, guys, just bookmark this this stream over on YouTube. You ever want to relive the moments of Oak? Your husband got you into wrestling? I can't wait for the movie. Yeah, apparently. Too old for that. I know Rey Mysterio Jr. and Doink. Okay, let's see. Husband's mom was a wrestling fan, and he's named after a wrestler. Real name, not wrestling name. I think all his siblings are, so he grew up watching it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I grew up watching wrestling. I watched a lot of WCW as a kid in the 90s. It was a lot of WCW. And I watched some WWE, but I kind of was already kind of growing out of it by that point. But yeah, man, I remember like like Steen. He would like come out of the rafters like with his trench coat and his bat. I remember seeing Glow as a kid. Glow. Yeah, it was WWF then. They changed it around 2002. Wasn't it because of the worldwide federal? I don't know. Wasn't there like a organized? Do I remember Goldberg? Yeah. Yeah, I remember Goldberg. Bill Goldberg. Eric Bischoff. Glorious Ladies of Wrestling. They even had a Netflix show about it. Oh, okay. Yeah, Eric Bischoff, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero. I'm trying to think. I don't think Undertaker was ever on WCW. Wait, you're home? Did you get a ride? Hold on, I'll be right back. They're great for melee dot skills. Needed a Stone Cold Goldberg showdown. That would have been cool. Hope she enjoys her revised love story. I just went and told her. She was like, what in the soap opera is this? That's what she said. I was like, the Oak and Amber show? She's like, as the Oak and Amber turns. All right. Let's try it out. Let's see how much chat is cooking, apparently. Let's see if I can take a hit from this guy still. Oh, I should have burned that. Dude, this ward bar is too much. Oh, I must have been on the edge. Yeah. I must have been on the edge. Okay, guys. I'm not going to say the build is uber Aberoth viable. I mean, it might be. Like, obviously, I hit a bunch of orbs. But here's the thing. I wasn't getting one shot anymore. This really did elevate the game. This really did elevate the game here. If there was a stat to do more. No, I think what it is if I could just stand still. Like, what I would have to do, hit him with the Abyssal Echoes. Hold up. So let's go to Champions Gate. All right. Just to show you like how much extra damage we are getting from Abyssal Echoes. All right, so here's the damage right now. It's doing pretty good. It's fine. Okay, so it's been like what, 10, 15 seconds, something like that. We took him down to 97. Like this is fine, right? This is pretty good. All right, now let's use Abyssal Echoes. Yeah. So what I got to do is I got to use Abyssal Echoes more. Yeah. I got to use Abyssal Echoes more because here's the secret sauce of Abyssal Echoes. 20% more damage for 5 seconds. And then damage over time. They take 24% increased damage over time for the duration of Abyssal Decay. So, but the thing is, Abyssal Echoes is melee range, essentially. I think you could cast it at the target, but that's a lot of investment. I think you could cast it at the target. That's a lot of investment. I mean, we could pull 1 point out. 1 point out and then 3 points. Is that what it would take? Yeah. So I would lose the duration. I mean, 5 seconds, but I would lose duration, but I guess I would have more flexibility. So it's 5 seconds plus 80%. You don't want, to lose duration. Right. Yeah. I would want duration too. And on the helmet, I was rocking before I switched to Seed, which I do think Seed was the way to go. This was the helmet I was using before. I actually had 43% increased Abyssal Decay duration. So it was lasting like 10 seconds. So here, let's do some math, or let's just do some counting. All right, and 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000. About About 7.5, 8 seconds, somewhere around there. 7.5 to 8 seconds. You can recognize it by the purple. This purple icon is the Abyssal Decay. So while Abyssal Decay is active, Crumbling is in effect. So while they have Abyssal Decay, they're taking 24% increase damage over time. So what you do, hit them with the W, hit them with this. Okay, so real talk. I think I'll be fine without this. This was just a lot of damage right here. This Holy Precision was just a lot of damage. This increase is fine. I think the mana regen is okay. I mean, it's what? Okay, so my mana regen with it on right now is 17%. It's 17, right? So let's... Alright, so what's my mana regen now? 14.9, alright? That's 2 mana per second that I'm not getting. Okay. Okay, Past Prime, are you back? Yeah, okay, you went to add. So, I am applying multiple dots, but they're not the dots that I'm focusing on, right? So, obviously, we're trying to apply Electrify. Now, we're also applying Bleed and Ignite. So, what's happening is for Javelin, it's converting all of my Bleed and Ignite chance to Electrify chance. The reason why there's so much Bleed is because Smite is only converting the Ignite chance over to Electrify. It's not converting the Bleed chance. So whenever Javelin hits, it's applying Electrify from both Bleed and Ignite. Whenever Smite hits, which Smite does hit a lot, it's only applying the Electrify from the Ignite chance and obviously this Electrify chance. But it's also still applying the Bleed chance. So just to give you an idea of how much, like how many extra hits we're getting out of, how many extra, procs we're getting out of Smite. That's actually a lot. So this is Frailty. We appreciate that. Shock, that just shreds their resistances. This shreds their resistances as well. Armor Shred, though, not, even though we're primarily scaling damage over time, we're actually still doing some crits. So having some Armor Shred there is nice. I'm not solely focusing on it. And the Ignites that are being procced by the water orbs from Usini's Sphere. Because we have a 100% chance to cast Water Orb when we hit a boss or rare enemy. Right? This is a boss or rare enemy. So you see those are the orbs that are flying out. Right? I thought the orbs would be like a buff that circle around you. No. It's literally a spell that counts as another hit. And we're casting 3 of them per time we hit a boss or rare enemy. 3-second cooldown. So my question is then, do you want as many debuffs as you can get, or do you want to max one out? I feel like we got all the debuffs that we really want. We got the shock chance, we got the lightning shred, we got just a little bit of armor, that's fine, and we got the slow chance. I guess the only thing we're missing now is a chill chance. Chill chance would probably be the only one. Let me see if I can get chill chance from an idol. Yeah, because I think chill chance would be the only one that we just need like some form of a chill chance. Oh, I guess I don't have chance to chill. No, it looks like I chance to cast smite. Are you abusing overleech? No. Trying to understand maxing out. Yeah, so this season they introduced Judgment of the Storm, so we're doing more. It's a multiplicative modifier, lightning damage over time per 2% crit multi. So right now I have 540% critical strike multiplier. So per 2% crit multi. Now there is a condition here. This, you deal more lightning damage over time per 2% added critical strike multiplier. So everybody gets a base of 200% critical strike multiplier. Everybody, every class, every build, everybody gets 200%. If you hit it, if you score a crit, you then do 200% increased damage because of critical strike multiplier. But in this case, our critical strike multiplier has an added benefit, right? So if we stack it, we deal more damage with the critical strike multiplier. Anything above the 200% in this particular case. So since I have, let me go back over here. Since I have 540, think of this as 340, right? Minus 200, right? So then let's pull out our handy dandy calculator. No, not paint.net. Calculator. 340 divided by 2. That is 170% more damage with lightning damage over time. So basically, I'm trying to stack at anything. Yeah. So the Electrify. Yeah, all that Electrify damage. Yeah. And like stuff like this. You see, and if you read the in-game guide, would it hit harder if you could get a +4 smite for crit multi instead of +2 javelin? Wait. You said +4 smite? That gives crit multi? I thought that gave spell damage. Yeah, smite gives increased spell damage. That would not increase the that would not increase the damage of the Electrify. Oh, I see where you're going with that, Oak. Critical strike multiplier. Smite critical strikes deal more damage, right? My understanding is it has to be a global bonus. My understanding is it has to be a global bonus. It does not apply on skill crits, critical strike multipliers. I don't think it applies that. I think it has to be your global bonus. Because if that's the case, I could just grab critical strike multiplier. It has to, no? I mean, thing is, I could test it, right? Shadow Daggers would. That might be an Ask the Dev question. That might be an Ask the Dev question. For the lightning damage over time, I think it is. Okay. Yeah, for the lightning damage over time, does the skill that applies the dot apply the Electrify? Does it also benefit from any added increases to the skill that applies it. Because if not, my Shadow Dagger build, I would just get to Empower and just be bricked. I got you. So maybe it does. If that's the case, though, I would still go with Javelin, the +2 levels of Javelin. Here's why. We can only proc so many smites per second. And on top of it, I'd be giving up points. I'd be giving up more multipliers and pen and stuff to facilitate that. Also, I'd be giving up this 45% critical strike multiplier right here. But I do see what you mean, though, Oak. 100%. Because that's what it is, right? That's an 100% critical strike multiplier. Don't mind me. I'm just sitting here eating jalapeno lime dusted pistachios. That is a statement. I have deviled eggs. Let's go. What is this? Oh, chance to electrify. A delicious statement. That's right. You got the paprika? Yeah. I feel like it would be illegal without it. Ooh. Spicy. Now, look, I live in a country that puts hot dogs in jars and labels them American. So I don't know about that. It's hot dogs in jars and says, this is American. Okay. Let's go do this. Aberoth's going to be like, why you bully me? Why you bully me? America does look like a bunch of hot dogs in a really big jar, so that checks out. Yeah. Approved. So Shard of the Shattered Lance and Xerix has to be something there. The American section of British supermarkets is a combination of hilarious and a bit tragic. Oh, man. What's my endurance threshold? Oh my god. I thought this was adding. There it is. It's like, this is seriously screwing up. If they fall in the fall, they did have Old Bay seasoning and yellow mustard once. Watch out. Clarify, yellow mustard is a thing here. For some reason, they just had fries in both the mustard section and the American one. I bet it's a whole aisle full of gray poupon. Okay. That is freaking terrible. The thing I miss the most is American applesauce. Is that something they used to have there that's no longer there? Doesn't know what Lou Malnati's is. The UK applesauce is like a chunky sauce with apples that goes with pork. Kind of sounds like a chutney. That's horrifying if you were talking about food. They have an apple puree for kids, but it's like a mix of apple juice and pureed apple. It's not right. Ah, I got you. Thank you so much for the likes over on YouTube, guys. I actually got to call it tonight. I actually had some plans set up with some friends. So if you're over here on Twitch, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and raid the Curse. Curse BG. For my birthday once a year, we go to the American store and get treats. That's what I'm talking about, Atoka. And get them treats. Man, thank you so much for 1,000 for 1,000 followers here on Twitch, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We got to figure out something. We can do something. Like I don't know what it'll be. I don't know what it'll be, but if you're over here on Twitch, we're gonna go ahead and raid the Cursed BG, friend of the channel, also a fellow writer on actionrpg.com. Yeah, looks like he's playing marksman still. So yeah, let's go ahead, show him some love. Real chill guy, very knowledgeable, has been playing the game for a long time. Ask him any question. Absolute legend in the last Epoch community, for sure. So, yeah, if you're over here on Twitch, say hi to the Cursed BG for us, and I will be back again tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see what you guys are saying before we go. Thanks, man. Have a great night. Have a great night. Good night, El Diablo Blanco, anytime. Good night, Modular. El Toca, been a pleasure getting to talk to you. Hopefully we'll see you again around here. All right, guys, let's send you off to the curse. Peace out. Zerum0, thank you for the follow, but you're probably gone. YouTube, thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.